Finally, doing a review. It's been a long time since I've got my hands on some new hardware, and this Yugos X2 is quite interesting. It features the S905X2, as well as that, it also features quite interesting firmware, as in it's got built-in file sharing capabilities. Just a very simple system, but not something really that we've seen a lot on Android TV boxes. So yeah, let's dive straight in. Let's take a look at the Yugos X2. So diving straight into the unboxing, there is the X2 Cube. We'll get that out the way. We'll have a look in a second. We've got a non-standard power supply. It's using a micro USB rather than the barrel type power supplies we normally see on Android TV boxes, but does the job. We've got an antenna that just screws on, as well as that we've got this IR extender. We'll have a look at that in a second. Usual remote, and yeah, just the usual sort of get-up. Of course, we've got the manual here. It's an alright manual, nothing special. It goes into moderate detail on how to set it up. But that's pretty much it. That's the unboxing. Let's move on now. Now, we did actually unbox an IR extender. We've seen these before. Actually, I've only ever seen it twice before. One that comes to mind is the X96 Mini I reviewed many years ago. And on this particular box, it's the same setup. You get an IR extender cable, plugs into the side of the box. Basically, this box is designed to be put somewhere out the way. You can't see it, and yeah, it's just meant to, hide away in the back of your TV cabinet somewhere. And this IR extender basically just allows you to control it with the IR remote that it comes with. So the actual X2 Cube design, it's a bit weird actually. It's got the HDMI on one side and the power input on the other side, so you're going to have wires coming out basically everywhere on this device. Of course, it is designed to be hidden inside the cabinet somewhere on the back of your TV. It comes with a little sticky pad to actually stick it onto the back of your TV if you want to. It's just a bit odd. I would have liked to have seen the HDMI and the power supply, like other TV boxes, in one spot rather than here, there and everywhere. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but yeah, a bit of a weird design, I think. Regardless of the weird design, we have a Ethernet port. We also have a SPDIF port, as well as that we've got USB 2.0 and 3.0, as well as the HDMI and the IR input, and of course that micro USB port for the power. So yeah, a really, really compact device. It looks great. It does. It's probably one of the nicer looking boxes I've looked at in a while, and by going off the fact that it's made by Ugoos, I'm really looking forward to actually looking at the firmware and seeing how well that runs. So when we turn the X2 Cube on, we are just met by plain Android. This is running Android 9.0 Pie. So yeah, no fancy launchers. And even checking to see if there is a launcher available, there isn't. We've just got the standard plain Google launcher, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So let's move on now. Let's install some apps and let's see how well this performs. one feature I really quite like about this little X2, Yugos have implemented support for controlling it from your mobile phone, so you'll be able to play games and stuff quite easily using this app called Fire Easy, and it works beautifully. So you just go to settings, you go down to X2 settings. You won't be able to see that on camera, but you just go to X2 settings and then go down to wireless assistant, and what it does is it brings up this QR code just here. Scan it with your phone and it will take you to the download site, and once you've done that you can connect to it from your Android device, and then you can use a gamepad, for example. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. A lot of you at home are probably thinking that tiny little thing is just going to overheat. And you know what? You would be absolutely right. In the past, we've seen lots of small TV boxes and they've just never had a heatsink put in them. But the thing is, the advert for this little thing boasts that it comes with a very large heatsink, and it's had a lot of thought and attention put into the heat dissipation for the S905X2. Now, I'm not going to take this thing apart. I don't want to damage it. It's clipped together, you see, and I don't want to damage the plastic clips. But if you look through the vent here, you probably won't be able to see it on camera, of course. I can see a very large heatsink, and I mean a big heatsink, which is fantastic to see. And you just don't see that on a lot of TV boxes. So I'm pretty confident that this can dissipate heat pretty damn well. So what can I say about the X2 Cube? Well, quite frankly, it's a breath of fresh air. It's one of the better TV boxes I've looked at over the last, say, a good year now. It's got great connectivity. The Wi-Fi speeds are blazingly fast. As well as that, it's running 9.0 Pi, and it seems to be a pretty decent piece of firmware running on this box. Yes, it doesn't have an amazing launcher. It's just got the plain old Google stock launcher, but that's all you really need. Browsing's fast. Everything about this box is just quick, really, really quick. As well as that, you're not paying a huge amount. It's £45. Not a lot of money, really. You can handle Amazon Prime Video. You can download that off the Play Store, and it works out the box. Netflix, well, that's a different kettle of fish. You will be limited to that very basic Netflix apps that you probably have to download off Aptoid, for example. It's got great controller support. You can use your mobile phone, it connects to the device no problem. You've got that Samba server as well, not something I played around a huge amount on, but you can transfer files between your phone and the device and so on. You will need specific apps for that, but it seems to work quite well. It comes with system updates. I have actually had one update come through. I've not really seen any difference to what it's done, but I'm sure it's made some improvements to the performance. But yeah, this is a great box. I really do like it, genuinely, and I hope that development continues for it and we start seeing lots of different things. There's lots of different features in the firmware that a lot of you people at home that like to tinker might get a lot of use out of. So yeah, overall, great box, great work, Ugoos, and thank you to Geek Buy-In for sending me it. Anyway, that's the end of my review, and we shall see you very soon.